Throughout the history of MMA, there have been some interesting matchups. Some matchups made absolutely no sense. Some have been complete mismatches. But then there's also been matchups that majority of the fan base didn't even know happened. And that's what I'm going to talk about right now. The top 5 most surprising MMA matches. Now coming in at number 5, I feel like some of y'all, if not most of y'all, probably heard about this matchup. Korean Zombie versus Dustin Poirier. Shout out Korean Zombie, legend of the game, recently retired. But as you can see, both super young. Korean Zombie was only 25, and Dustin Poirier was 23. He didn't even have hair. This was Dustin in his P-head era, back in featherweight. Now, most of y'all probably think, especially the new fans, oh, Korean Zombie just got destroyed by him. Well, y'all are severely mistaken. Y'all don't know about Korean Zombie in his prime. He was putting the beats on Poirier. Look, he's absolutely mauling him on the ground, destroying him so far. Like, he was really putting the beats on this man, Dustin. Look at that. Cut his ass up too, landing some ground and pound. Dustin's throwing up these half-ass submissions. But all in all, he's just getting completely outclassed. Now, y'all probably like, you know what? Wait till Dustin gets on his feet. That's what he's known for. That boxing style. What? Nah. Look at this. He's piecing him up on the feet as well. He's just destroying him wherever the fight went. Telling y'all, put some respect on prime Korean Zombie. Look at this. He turned Dustin into a wrestler. Now, another thing about Dustin is he be turning it up in the later rounds. I agree with that. So as you can see, it's the 4th round. You probably think, nah, this time for Dustin to shine. Nope. Look at this. Completely mopping him. Like, bro owed Korean Zombie money or something. There was something on the line because he was putting some crazy beats on Dustin. Absolutely bullying him. Look at this slick dart setup he got on Dustin. And makes him tap. The new MMA fan base, if you were to tell them that Korean Zombie submitted Dustin Poirier, they were probably going to think you're off the Yerkes or something like that. And I wouldn't blame them, considering how their careers are in this day. But was just a surprising matchup that, I'm not going to lie, not a lot of people know about. Now at number 4, we got Kamaru Usman versus Strickland. This probably comes as a surprise to a lot of y'all, considering this is a welterweight bout. Of course, Kamaru Usman, arguably the 2nd greatest welterweight of all time, going up against Strickland, who is a middleweight. But at this time, he was a welterweight. I mean, you could see the definition in his cheekbones and shit. Bro was high-key ripped. But that weight cut was definitely no joke, because he said, nah, F that. I'm taking my ass up to middleweight. But pretty much this matchup went as expected. Strickland, quote unquote, was trying to do the man dance. And then Usman, foot stomping and just grappling, crotch sniffing, whatever you want to call it, pretty much is just outpointing him. All rounds start out at the feet. And Usman's not known for his striking, especially this was before Trevor Whitman. So they were like, oh, Strickland was probably piecing him up on the feet. Absolutely not. That couldn't be further than the truth. Look at this shit. This is insane right now. You know this fight is crazy when you make Usman look like a professional boxer. Like, if you're getting outstruck by Usman, there's something that's terribly wrong. Something went horrendously wrong. The craziest part about this fight is that he drops Strickland. He drops him. Kamaru Usman drops Strickland. To no one's surprise, Usman wins by unanimous decision. Completely mauling Strickland. Looked like a world-class boxer in there somehow. And telling a brand new MMA fan about this fight, they wouldn't be as surprised. They'll never believe you when you tell them that Usman dropped Strickland on the feet. They're not going to believe that part. But considering how drastically different their careers went from fighting each other since they fought each other is crazy. Usman lost the belt, but is arguably the 2nd greatest welterweight of all time. Strickland is actually fighting for the belt. I'm recording this video before him versus Izzy, so he could possibly be champion, possibly could beat the Chinaman, but that's a very, very low probability. Now, coming in at number 3, we got here a fan favorite fighter, a casual friendly fighter in Kevin Holland. And this fight was pre-UFC. This was under a promotion called Extreme Knockout. And he went up against none other than Jeff Neal. Now, as of now, Jeff Neal and Kevin Holland are top 10 welterweights as of now. And it's pretty crazy to see that they've faced each other before the UFC. Before even becoming top 10 in the UFC, they faced each other. Now, this fight was pretty interesting. See Kevin Holland doing what he does best, unorthodox striking and all. There was honestly a lot of grappling in this fight. The length was definitely giving Jeff Neal issues. He just couldn't get going at all. And, he's known for his power and all, but he just couldn't seem to land on Kevin Holland. And then eventually, he just starts teeing off on him, keeps catching him, and then eventually gets awarded the TKO victory. Now, this is a fight where I wouldn't expect the general MMA fan to know that this has happened, especially because it's not under the UFC, and it's not even under a promotion that probably doesn't even exist no more, or not a lot of people have heard of at all. Now, coming in at number 2, this is an extremely surprising one that I'm pretty sure 90% of MMA fans don't know about. As you can see here, you got Thiago Santos back in the day fighting under some unknown promotion, not the UFC, of course. Now, Thiago Santos gave the undisputed GOAT Jon Jones one of his hardest battles yet, while having no legs, blown out both of his ACLs, MCLs, all of his ligaments. Just Thanos snapped both of his legs and gave the light heavyweight GOAT one of the hardest challenges yet. What he's doing here is going up against none other than Vicente Luque. Now, yes, you were seeing that correctly. That's a welterweight right there. You're probably like, a lot of fighters used to fight at a higher weight class before they got to the UFC. So maybe it's a light heavyweight outing. Luque was a light heavyweight. No. This was a welterweight bout. Thiago Santos used to be a damn welterweight. Now, that just makes the case worse for Luque and better for Thiago, because Thiago is known for his power. His punches are pretty much like hammers. He'd be vaporizing people's chins. Just known for his excessive power. So he's probably thinking, oh, he's about to just mop the floor with Luque. He can't even compete with him. Now, this is the full fight. This is round 1, full fight. Thiago's trying to pressure, and boom, gets caught by Luque's signature left hook. Imagine telling someone in 2019 Vicente Luque sparked Thiago Santos. Like the other fights I mentioned. They're gonna look at you like you're off the Yerkes. And then comparing their careers today, Thiago Santos pretty much retired. Luque is still a top 10 fighter. But just a few years ago, just comparing their careers, Vicente stayed at welterweight. Thiago went all the way up to 205 light heavyweight and fought for the belt against Jon Jones. The more insane part is how drastically different their careers ended up after their fight. Now, coming in at number 1, this was actually an amateur fight. So that's another reason why I believe that 99% of y'all have never even heard that this was even a thing. This is a real amateur fight. Not even under a promotion. As you can see by the quality, this was recorded on Nick Fury's pager. It seems to be taking place in some walkie-ass gym. Probably like a total of 10 people in attendance. But when I tell you guys who these two individuals are, y'all are not going to believe me. The individual with the black shorts on the left is Zabit Magomedsharipov, a former featherweight who's the biggest what if in UFC history. Could have gave Volkanovski a challenge. Could have possibly became champ as well. One of the most skilled fighters in history. honestly. And he's going up against Islam Makhachev. Yes, you heard that correctly. The individual on the right is Islam Makhachev. Individual on the left is Zabit Magomedov. There was a time where these two had fought each other. Now the fight started pretty surprisingly. Zabit put Islam on his back. He took him down and put him on his back. And the last time you seen Islam on his back was actually by another fellow featherweight, which was Volkanovski. But then later on in the fight, Islam does what he does best, which is just control opponents and completely outclass them on the ground, as you can see right now. Now the fight was pretty much more of a grappling match than an MMA fight, I'd say. But at the end, Islam ended up taking the dub. But it's just insane to see that Zabit and Islam had actually fought each other, even though it was amateurs. It's still insane. But yeah, that concludes the top 5 most surprising fights in MMA. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all even knew about any of these. And make sure y'all like the video up. Like goal is at least 2 likes. You know, kind of pushing the like goal. You know, I think we could get there. 2 likes, something light. But if we get to 5 likes, might do a Tesla giveaway, you know. But y'all gotta get them 5 likes. You never know, is all I'm saying.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?